Harry. It's
Fuck
episode
it. Let's do it live.
episode 47, the Odd G's podcast. H. Mays, Jason Vertitas, and different time here. We're a little later today.
Yeah, a little 4 p.m. start. That's okay. I was up, early this morning, as I always am, prepping for my show with Eitan, and Eitan skipped the show today because he got called in to do QVC.
QVC?
So he was selling light bulbs or something on QVC2, and that took precedent. So it's because he's got 18 other shows.
Is he a good salesman on there?
I'm sure he is. I've seen him do one or two of these spots, and it's actually kind of funny. Like he's kind of built for it.
See, a salesman sometimes, some strategy of some salespeople, Harry, is to just annoy the hell out of you and eventually say, here, just take some of my money, just get out of my face.
Well, but that's part of the QVC deal. These people are kind of in your face. They're like over the top, and he's perfect for that. Like,
but I can just turn him off.
Well, yeah, you could do that. You could turn the channel. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just saying, like, it's better than having him show up at your business.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's say he's unannounced as a copier salesman, which is what I used to do back in the 90s. And he just walks into the business looking for the decision maker because he's got a new copier he wants to sell you. Could you imagine trying to get rid of him?
Oh my God.
He'd have to call security.
Yeah, unannounced, assuming you have nothing going on and you can pay attention to him.
Right.
And if you don't, he's going to tweet about you forever.
Right.
And then bitch that his tweets aren't getting seen because he's shadow banned.
Right. And then he'll dox you.
Yes. All these fucking terms. Jesus God. Let's tell the people right out of the gate here, Harry, about one of our new sponsors.
Yeah, we got a new sponsor, and it's that time of year, Jason. It's cold. You love the cold. Mm-hmm. I do not love the cold, but it is here, and it's here for the next couple months. It's time to migrate to the southernmost city in the continental United States, Key West, Florida. Our friends over at Shots and Giggles have the go-to locals and want to be locals bar in Key West. There's a differentiation there. Behind Sloppy Joe's, located right behind Sloppy Joe's, nestled next to Tattoos and Scars Saloon and right off of Green Street. Shots and Giggles is known for its relaxed atmosphere, cold drinks, and always having the game on any of their 5 TVs. Owners Steve and Hanya have been based in Key West for over 18 years, enjoying the sunshine and the small town feel. Even though Steve is from San Jose, you'll often see him around town sporting an Eagles jersey. And Hanya is a diehard Commanders fan from Annapolis, Maryland. You'll often spot her sporting an I Hate Dallas t-shirt. So when you're down in Key West this winter season, stop by Shots and Giggles, hang out with the awesome bartenders, grab a drink and go to and to go from the takeout window and watch some football at the southernmost NFC East bar. For more info, shotsandgiggles.com. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Shots and Giggles SKW.
Okay, so
Shots and Giggles KW.
Okay, so there's Key West,
yeah.
So there's no sign on the door at Shots and Giggles that says no shirt, no shoes, no dice.
No dice. Yeah, right. No, that's preferred actually.
Yes,
you might be overdressed if you have shirts, shoes, and shorts on or something.
Yeah,
long pants.
If you have socks on,
oh, get out.
There's a guy like you at the door that says you have got to get out.
Get out.
Get out. Get out.
Yeah. So welcome aboard, Shots and Giggles. I've never been to Key West.
Me neither. I've always wanted to go. A buddy of mine goes, when you go, you got to go down there, you fly down to Miami, and then you rent a convertible, and you make the drive.
Right, yeah, through Isla Mirada and Key Largo and all that, all the way down, all the way out until the end of the road. But many people have told me back in the day that if I ever went to Key West, I wouldn't come back.
The plenty of golf courts there?
No. This was like even pre-golf. This was, just drinking and, Jimmy Buffett was going to see Buffett a lot back in the 80s and 90s.
Little Margaritaville hair.
Yeah. I could have fallen right into that lifestyle.
Yeah, oh, man.
Probably would have been a smuggler.
Yeah. Or you've been one of those biplanes dropping product out
into
the ocean for somebody to pick it up with a Donzi speedboat.
A treetop flyer.
Never
get too far above the trees, man.
Yeah. That's classic. So Tom bailed on the show today for that.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's
he bailed.
amazing.
You know.
Is he like Don West on there, Harry, selling
Yes.
the sports cards?
Yeah.
He's
You
selling
know,
light bulbs today.
he was selling light bulbs the last time I saw it.
We got a GE 60-watt light bulb.
Right. This son of a bitch never goes out. Yeah.
Incandescent. Incandescent. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Don West.
He's perfect for that.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think Don West passed away.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should pour one out for him, Harry. Maybe I'll pour out some Diet Pepsi for him here in the studio.
I know. Yeah, I gave up hard alcohol now for the rest of January.
So you're on dry January, or is that just hard alcohol dry?
It's just hard alcohol dry January. There's no way that I'm fucking quitting drinking some beers or some glasses of wine. I mean, you know, what's the point? Unless a doctor tells me I got to do that. The problem is the hard alcohol because I can drink it like water.
Mm.
Yeah,
well, here's the thing: why do just if you're still going to drink wine and beer, why do a dry anything? Who's holding your arm to make you do a dry anything?
Nobody's holding
by your own
arm.
doing.
It's just by my own doing.
Okay, just to prove you can do it or something.
Exactly.
Okay, so that when you pick it back up in February, you come harder.
Well, no, well, who knows? I don't know what happens. Let's just get to February first. But I took 5 days off during the holidays. I was on 5 and off 5.
Okay.
So, you know, I proved that I could do it right around. This is the toughest time of year for this too, because we got playoff football. You have the bowl games we had. We got there's a lot of reasons to get together and drink. So, it's tough.
That's a good point. And plus you get sheltered in a lot this time of year because of weather. I mean, it's warm out today here, but
I'm playing golf tomorrow.
Yeah. Me and the old lady took a trip over to Jersey the other day. To hit the over the bridge dispensary here.
Oh, jeez.
Because they sell the edibles there.
So what is this, over like 322?
I went over it was over the Walt Whitman, and I forget the town. It starts with an E. I forget. It's right there though, over the bridge.
Okay.
So we go to this place, and if you don't have a card for New Jersey, you can't just walk right in. You got to go get in the general public line.
Gotcha.
And let me tell you, the general public line on Saturday here was around the fucking building.
Oh, I bet. Now, when you say around the building, how many? Over 100 people, or
about 70?
Wow.
Yeah. So we waited in that about a half hour, 45,
and
then the old lady went in and did some shopping, and I got to tell you, the edibles were delectable. I had these. We got these hybrids, and they were 10 milligram edibles, and I was buckled.
Really?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, hybrid. Do you have to plug anything in for the hybrid, or
no? It's just I think it's a mixed hybrid between sativa and indica.
Oh, okay. So that's the two different, like the upper and the downer kind of weed, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sativa, I think settles you down. That kind of calms you down, and the other one is sort of pumps you up. Yeah, you get a little rowdy.
Well, I was pumped up and settled down in the whole thing.
Nice.
And
now, did you listen to that Led Zeppelin YouTube concert I sent you?
I listened to some of it. I passed out watching it, laying in bed, but it is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just so great. There was such a good band. But I mean, I had one of those things and I was ripped.
Really?
The old lady put 2 down within like 4 hours, and
2.
She was
Now, what are the milligrams of it? Like how big
10,
are they?
10 per. So we got that bag was 10, then we got some ones of 5.
Okay, yeah, I'd probably go 5.
Yeah, so they're sold in 100 milligram pouches, but the one had 10 milligrams, and the other one had 25 milligrams.
Gotcha.
In each gummy. So, yeah, I mean, she's there still ripping the pen. I'm like, oh my God, how are you even conscious?
God.
Yeah, she's an animal.
Is she like a Rastafarian or something?
I don't know. I have no idea. She does have Indian blood in her hair, so she made it in the peace pipe.
There you go.
Quite young.
It. That must have been it.
The peyote.
Yeah.
I got lost in the desert on peyote.
Right.
Like Jim Morrison. So it was the new. What'd you do for New Year's?
Just went over to our club. They had a little party, and
did you make it to midnight at the
stuff.
club, or do you go back home?
Yeah, I made it to midnight. I missed that fucking Ohio State Georgia game though,
Mhm.
which was Friday night, so or Saturday night. So I DVR'd it and watched it early Sunday. What a game that was! I mean,
Yeah.
the college football playoff games, both of them, totally delivered. They
Yeah.
were great, competitive, a lot of scoring, a lot of great big plays. Jim Harbaugh, inexcusable how they were in the red
How's he
zone.
still there?
Oh, what the fuck? I mean, now he's courting or being courted apparently by a couple of NFL teams, Carolina and I believe Denver and maybe another one. I don't know if this is an agent stunt to try to hijack more money out of Michigan,
Just
or if
got a
he's
big extension.
well, he actually gave money back.
Oh, he
Because
did?
yeah, he gave money back. So I think he's trying to get more. He's trying to get it back. Like, look, I got you in the playoff 2 years in a row. We beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. I'm getting close here. Give me more money. Either that or he seriously says, I've done all I can do at Michigan. I've gotten them to a great place. Now I want to go win a Super Bowl. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
major failures in the red zone out of Michigan in that game. They should have won that game.
yeah. One thing that you'll never hear said associated with my name, Harry, is gave money back to my employer. I'm not
Right.
giving money back.
Exactly. Right. If you accidentally put too much in the check, I'm
Yep.
not telling anybody.
Your mistake is
Right.
not my problem. It hits my account. It is now, that says my account.
Right.
Now it's my money,
exactly
not your money.
right. Yeah. You want to get it back? Sue me.
Yes. And you're still not getting it back. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you went New Year's Eve, you and the Lima went, but was things tense at the New Year's Eve evening, Harry? Because I heard Lima got a little upset because some of the discussion we had here on the OG's podcast.
Yeah, she wasn't very happy, and the reason she found out about this is because I think the OG's Twitter feed and the Instagram put out, or not for long, put out something on their Instagram feed, and I added it to my story, and that's how she saw it. And it was me talking about the freaking termites.
Okay, so what was the rub?
Well, she was pissed off because I'm telling the world that we have termites and mice, and I'm like, well, we're not going to in another month.
Yeah,
like they're going to be gone. Like it's not like
it's not. We're not going to appear on an episode of Hoarders next week,
right? There's companies that do this for a living, so it's obviously a problem for a lot of people. It's not like we're dirty or something. And I said, and meanwhile, all the neighbors see the Terminix truck pulling up here the last couple of days to come in and do it. They obviously know what's going on, and they live next to us.
Yeah, they're not coming in undercover like SEAL Team 6. Under the cover of darkness in a Black Hawk helicopter, Harry.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I had to get through that. But
you should have had the Terminex truck park in front of John Clark's house.
I should have. Yeah, I should have.
That and the septic repairman.
Right. Well, we don't have septic issues here. We don't have septic. Yeah, we have sewer here.
Oh, public sewer, huh?
Exactly right.
Yeah. We get the septic out here in the boonies, huh?
Yeah, I know. My mom has that down in Florida. Yeah, that can be a pain in the ass.
So was this a big situation and conversation with you and the Lima? One to take to the therapist?
No. There's no therapist.
There is. No. It's called brown alcohol.
Well, no. I'm back on the vodka now.
Oh, you're on the clear.
Well, until February.
Yeah.
That's
great.
But it was over. Like she was pissed. The next morning we hashed it out and it was over.
Okay.
So that's the way things work.
Is that generally how the arguments or disagreements go between you and the Lima?
Pretty much. They don't last long.
They don't linger.
No.
Do you have the policy, Harry, of don't go to bed angry?
No.
You can go to bed angry quite often.
She did. I told her the next morning is when we handled it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell her you have got to go to bed early.
And it's like I knew she was pissed off, but I'm just waiting for her to say it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lead her into it. Like, hey, you want to talk about it? I'm like, nah, I know it's coming. Just whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready to unload. See, it doesn't work like that in my house.
No.
No. The old lady's ready.
Oh yeah.
There's no waiting, Harry. There's no time to wait with three kids.
Oh yeah.
It happens immediately, if not sooner.
Right, right,
Sometimes
right.
preemptively, Har. I know
Yeah.
you're gonna fuck up, so let me yell at you now.
Right. Let's just get this out of the way now before we eat our edibles.
Yes, exactly. You see, that's a safe zone for me.
It is
Oh, most often, yeah.
a safe space?
As long as she gets, if she gets buckled and just watching like Alone upstairs on TV. She watches that show Alone
Oh,
where they go out into the woods and sit around naked or whatever. Not naked and alone. No,
not
it's just
naked
Alone.
and afraid?
No, it's just Alone where they go out into the woods and
Oh.
they got to live for a period. She's into this show. I don't
Is
know.
she trying to tell you something?
Yeah, that she wants to be alone,
Right.
and I got no problem. That's why I have the beautiful studio space, Harry,
Ex
with the bed over there by the oh geez,
Wait.
by the
Oh,
sim
yeah.
rig.
All right, we
Yeah,
get to see it. Yeah.
that's where I rest my head.
You know what that room kinda looks like? It looks like a room that you would have had if you were in college or like, your senior year of high school or something, where you got all
Yeah,
your instruments in there, you got your
mhm.
goalie shit, you
Yeah,
have
it's a
your
safe space.
yeah.
Mhm. Where like you can sit in here, hang out, and go, "What do I feel like doing? Let me fuck with the sim rig a little bit. I'll do some
Uh-huh.
driving, Formula One, or
Right.
you know what? Maybe I'll pick up the Dimebag Darrell guitar behind me
There you
and
go.
belt out a little strength beyond strength, or I'll go. Let's grab the Les Hall. Let's play a little Led Zeppelin, Harry.
I
You know?
like this. Brian Cunningham says, "My wife pulls the Gruden. Let's not make this real complicated." I think the quote was actually, "Let's not make this too confusing."
Yeah,
I think
let's
that's what
not make this. I'll tell you what, man. Oh shit, that's
Oh,
great.
that's
Let's
awesome.
not make this. That's kind of close though. Make this real complicated, but good
That's
job by
awesome.
Brian.
Do you ever have problems sleeping in that little rig that you got up there?
Kidding me?
No?
There's no windows in here.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
shut
true.
that door. It's a fucking cave.
Yeah, because
I've
if you're
been.
having trouble getting enough sleep,
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
I'm a pro. Som Sleep has you covered. That's SOM. The scientifically advanced Som stack ingredients include things that are naturally found in your body right now. And sleep is the best form of recovery. It's helped N4L founder and NFL tight end Colin Thompson take his game to the next level. And it's quite simple. All you got to do is drink one serving just 30 minutes before bedtime, and your body's going to naturally calm itself down. You don't have to drive across the bridge to New Jersey to get things. You can just order it. It comes right to your house. Other sleep supplements leave you groggy in the morning, but not Som Sleep. You're going to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the day. Make sure you check them out at getsom.com. That's GETSOM.com. Use the code GEEZ, Jeez, for 10% off your order.
There you go.
Yeah.
I made a big life decision, Harry. We had a discussion the other day. We had a meeting. We convened everybody in the family, and we made a decision at the household to cut the cord.
Oh, the cable?
Yeah. So I put a tweet out. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
I put this out the other day on January 2nd to 3:30, and I just said YouTube TV or Hulu TV, which is better and why?
Mm.
Why? And the overwhelming response was YouTube TV over Hulu.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
So we're getting rid of the cable, just paying too much of an ungodly amount of money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went to the YouTube TV, and I
Yeah.
got to say, early reviews are in, and I'm liking it.
Well, now, can you get all the hockey on there?
Exactly. Yeah.
You
You can get all the CBS stations in Philly, CBS, NBC, all the local stations, NBC
Okay.
Sportsnet, all that stuff.
Right.
They do not have the NHL network, though, Har.
Okay. All right. Do they have Golf Channel?
They do have the Golf Channel.
All right. That's very
There are
important.
some add-ons you can get as well, like if I want to get HBO Max or whatever. But it's
Okay.
got, like, for the old lady, it's got Bravo and HGTV
Oh,
and
yeah.
Weather Channel and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And it's got unlimited DVR.
Okay. Wow. That's
Yeah.
cool. Now, could you get like the parent? You'd have to, if you wanted the Paramount thing to watch Yellowstone or whatever. That would be an extra, right?
I think so. I think that's an extra channel
Okay.
to get. I'll look on it here, but there's all kinds of movies on demand, just like your regular television.
And you could still use Amazon Prime and Netflix
Yeah.
on their own, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So, what is the monthly nut for you?
$54.99.
And is that on any device? Like if you have 5 TVs, you can get it all on those. It's the same.
Yeah, with the package I got, $54.99, 6 devices.
6
So,
device, okay?
like my
Includes
TV in the
computers.
studio, upstairs, the kids' rooms, my
Okay.
son's room, all that stuff.
Oh, that's pretty
So we're
good.
covered. Yeah. And you can take it mobile as well, which
Uh-huh.
is great. So, and like one of the things I clicked was Yellowstone to add to the library, and there's 5 new episodes in the library.
Oh, okay.
But that does
Wow.
not have the old episodes on
Right,
demand.
right. Like if you wanted to start streaming that from day one, you'd have to go and get the
Paramount.
Paramount network probably.
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
do have on my TV upstairs,
Okay.
and an
Oh, that's
account actually
interesting.
with that too. So, yeah, it's very cool. Like I
And now
see,
what's your internet? What's your hardwired internet? Is that Verizon or is
it's
that
still Xfinity.
it is?
Yeah,
Okay. All
but
right.
I cut $120 off. I cut 135 off my cable bill, and I'm paying 50, so I'm saving like $90 a month,
Yeah.
all said and done, which is a big nut.
I think
I
we
mean,
pay like $300 to $400 a month
yeah,
in
it's insane.
cable. It
Yeah,
is
it's insane.
absurd.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, you even if you watch a lot of TV, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And they
Yeah, like I
just
see here
upped
now.
the Comcast business line that I have. They keep upping that like $10 a month every year. They
Oh,
just
really?
add, yeah. It
So you got the
started at one.
Comcast business line. Is Sal Pal checking in on the Comcast business line, Harry?
Is this crossover going to end soon?
Yeah.
It started at 169.99. It's now up to 190
Oh
something.
my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to look into this. I'll send you the deets,
you
as the
should.
kids say, the deets on this YouTube TV. I like it a lot. So
Yeah, good.
it was
Yeah.
a sound thing. Hold on a second. I got to yell at my son. He's playing it. Can you hear that, Harry?
What's he playing, hockey?
Yeah, he's down there stick handling.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, numbnuts. Ev, I'm doing a show.
Why don't you just shut the door?
Because it's still loud. He'll be banging clappers off their iron, Harry.
Oh, that's all right. It's kind of a part of the ambiance
Yeah.
of your place, you know?
He's always down there. It sounds like Nahagian typing with him
Yeah.
down there stick handling on the mat.
Oh, man. All right. We got to talk about this Monday Night Football disaster. This DeMar Hamlin thing, which just was awful.
Horrible.
And I was watching it. I was watching all the bowl games that day. Went 4-0 in the bowls. Had a great Monday.
Wow.
Mississippi State with an incredible cover on the hook and lateral that Illinois was trying to do to score. Mississippi State's up 3, laying 3. So I'm pushing the game. They're moving the ball on this hook and lateral like 40, 50 yards down the field. They get the ball to their quarterback. Excuse me. God damn it. Sound like Boomer Esiason. And they get it to DeVito, the quarterback. He's throwing it across the field, but he throws a duck, picked up by the Mississippi State kid and run all the way back for a touchdown to cover on the final play.
Wow.
Also covered the over in the Utah-Penn State game after the Utah quarterback left the game in, I think, the third quarter with an injury. Second year in a row in the Rose Bowl that's happened to this kid. They would have easily gotten over the total. They get over the total with about 10 seconds left on a touchdown by Utah that didn't even matter. I got LSU in the over. They did it themselves. They won 56-7 or something. And then I had Tulane plus 2.5 and the money line over USC. Winner.
Wow. Winner.
So then we go to Monday Night Football. And I got to do this gambling show at halftime. So I got to pay attention. It was actually probably the most anticipated Monday night game of the year.
Yeah. Cincinnati and the Bills. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I was all fired up for it, as many people were. And Cincinnati goes right down the field and scores after they get the opening kickoff. Buffalo comes back. Their drive stalls. They kick a field goal, 7-3 Bengals. And about a couple minutes later, everything stopped. 8:55 p.m., I think, is when it happened. And they didn't play. I mean, they ended up obviously canceling the game an hour later. And people are ripping the NFL because it took them an hour to figure everything out. I mean, Jesus. But this poor kid is just making a tackle. It didn't even look like anything weird. It was like,
No, it didn't look violent.
No, it didn't look like violent for a football game. Let's just put it that way. It didn't look like a headshot or anything. So you're like, the guy gets up, he's kind of like clapping right there where after he made the tackle, and then he just falls backwards like a sack of potatoes right in front of the official. And you're like, what the hell just happened? and they go to
Crazy.
break. And when they come back from break, you could see all the players from both the teams out there, like it is circling the wagons around the scene, and you knew something bad, really bad, went down. And then we find out that they were doing CPR on the field. His heart stopped. And yeah, I mean, I've never obviously witnessed anything like that. I witnessed the Darryl Stingley situation back in, I think, 1976. I was, 11 years old. And I think it was a preseason game against the Raiders where he got paralyzed on the field. And that was crazy. I mean, I vaguely remember it. And then I remember the lineman for, was it the Detroit Lions?
Dennis Byrd?
The Jets against the Detroit Lions, I think. Yeah,
Dennis Byrd
got paralyzed
on
the field. And that was a weird, really weird scene. Kind of, it makes
I remember
you really
Adam Talaferro at Penn State.
Yeah.
The spinal cord injury.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, how did that happen? Was that in a game?
I think it was a tackle. Yep.
It was? Okay, because I remember him leading the team out onto the field a couple years later against Miami for the opener after he had spent all these, months and months at McGee Rehab in Philly, getting himself back to where he could actually, lead somewhat of a normal life. It was a tremendous story. But this kid's still fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's breathing somewhat on his own now, like a percentage. It was 0. And now it's, maybe upwards closer to 50%. So that's a positive sign. But my goodness, what a bizarre scene. Now, the Pronger situation, right?
Yep. Where he caught it. He got this. It's called it starts with a C. I don't want to mess up the name of it. Something colitis, cardio, or cardio.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'll get it.
But yeah, he took a slap shot to the chest, right where the heart is. And what it does is it just basically stops your heart.
Right.
It's just, I guess it's so much, I don't know, was it like so much pressure that happens right away? And I don't know if you saw that video of him, but he's laying on the ice and his eyes are open. Right. And he does not look alive. It's crazy.
It's commotio cordis.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah. Commotio cordis. Yeah. And I think, I'm not a doctor, but I think that it has to catch the heartbeat at the right time, I think, to really do this damage.
Oh, so it's got to be at the if it's pumping out or pumping in or something?
I think it's really a freak thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's so bizarre. And, they made the right call in postponing the game. And people are ripping them because they didn't do it in 15 minutes. I mean, come on. First of all, you got
the people leaving the stadium.
Right. You got 68,000 people in the stands, and they're trying to get this emergency vehicles and everybody out of the area before people start milling around. So that's one thing. And the other, they're just sort of trying to figure out, okay, what do the teams want to do? Do we want, and that 5-minute bullshit, that was bullshit. That never happened, where they said they're going to give teams 5 minutes to warm up and we're going to play again. That was never communicated. I don't know where that came from. But Troy Vincent quickly squelched that and said that is absolutely not true.
Yeah. And
the other thing is, I'm watching on social media, and if I don't have anything to offer in a situation like that, which I obviously didn't, I don't tweet anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you have to comment on everything?
I don't understand people's incessant need to say something when they don't know anything.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a guy on there claiming to be a doctor who administered a COVID shot to Hamlin a couple of weeks ago, like a booster shot.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was obviously fake. There's people on there immediately taking a stance as to this is COVID shot related, like his heart failed because he's took the shot. Are you fucking insane?
They're all fucking opportunists is what they are. They push an agenda. I mean,
oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Like Skip Bayless. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Punish shit. Because Skip Bayless is a prick.
Yeah.
Right. And this whole thing is an act. His whole contrition the next day on FS1, which probably that's probably the most watched episode he had, and still probably had no ratings.
Right.
But his whole thing is a shtick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's enough of falling for this guy's shtick.
I don't know how he lives with himself, to be honest.
He's an asshole.
He is.
He know?
Yeah, he is.
And it's not because he's a Cowboy fan. I don't care about that.
No. It's
because he's like the bottom scum of sports journalism. He's the shit that you get on your shoe and you
Yeah.
throw away the shoe. It's so bad. Like
I
that
think
guy's
Shannon
a fucking scumbag.
I think Shannon Sharp wants to wring his neck right about now. He went after. I mean, those
Yeah, but
two.
he's complicit too, Harry,
Yeah,
because
but
he deals with this guy every day,
Well-
and he makes a buck because of that guy.
but he has not been in agreement with Skip on several issues in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if that show lasts, to be honest with you.
Well, I hope it doesn't.
But yeah, anyway, so like just watching how people react and behave on social media when shit like this happens is it's a study in human nature in itself. It really is.
Yeah,
You know?
it makes you realize that two things: that the world is dumber than we thought, and that you can't fix stupidity. And maybe it's our school systems that are fucked up.
Maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
but if you don't have anything to offer, like I was following some guy, some reporter, a sports reporter, I guess, from the Cincinnati, local news station, and he was down in the bowels of the stadium, and he was tweeting out stuff, and it was like that's where I was getting my information.
Credible information. Harry.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a check mark. He's legit. I looked into it, and he was tweeting out really good stuff where you were like, because that's the only way you're going to find out this stuff. I think Lisa Salters did a real nice job. She was there on the field and obviously underneath the stadium, as this stuff was transpiring. She did really well. They went back to the studio to me too many times. That was an awkward setup with Susie Kolber and Booger and Schefter, because they don't really have anything to offer or any news. It's just like
you're just giving the guys there a moment to collect themselves and think of how to handle it going forward.
Right. And it's hard. That's a hard thing to do. It's not easy.
Brian Cunningham messaged in and says it made him think of Hank
Gathers. Yeah. Loyola Marymount. Yeah. I remember that. I think that was early 90s, I want to say.
Yeah, 92-ish, I want to think.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And that actually happened, while playing the basketball. And Reggie Lewis, too, for the Boston Celtics. I think that happened in a practice. I think so. I think it was in a practice where he went down, and it was a hard issue, and he didn't make it. But yeah, but they did the right thing. They eventually did the right thing and didn't play the game. Now, what do they do though? See, the issue here is, I mean, football goes on. They're playing this weekend. Both teams are playing. The Bengals play the Ravens, and I don't know if I think the Bills play the Patriots, but both are trying to knock down or lock down the 1 seed to get the bye. There's only one bye in each conference, so it's very important. I mean, that's basically a ticket to the Super Bowl if you get that home field and you skip, you get the bye.
Huge advantage.
So what do they do? Are they going to make it a tie so neither team gets an advantage and skip the game, or are they going to move stuff and try to play the game? I don't know. I think they probably end up giving them a tie.
And do you pick it back up where it was left off, or do you start over?
Well, right. It was 7-3 Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Tough Martin says Gathers was 1990 in a conference tourney game. Thank you.
Okay. I knew his was in a game, Hank Gathers, but I think Reggie Lewis's was in a practice. But wow.
Yeah. I don't know what the NFL does because there's no right answer.
Yeah. And T. Higgins is not at fault here. I saw Bart Scott using a hot take on one of the shows. I forget if it was ESPN or whatever, blaming T. Higgins.
Why?
Yeah. And a lot of players came after him, including
Bart Scott should know better than that.
Including Slay from the Eagles. He took him apart. Micah Parsons took him apart. Yeah,
but everybody's got to have something to say that's going to get them some clicks.
I know.
You got to have their viral hot take moment.
Yep. There you go.
I'll tell you, this hot take shit, I can't.
Then you got to live with it.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Good luck with that.
Oh, man. Let's tell the people about Fudge Kitchen, Harry. Let's get into some.
They're the official sponsor of Not For Long Media and the Odgies podcast, the original Fudge Kitchen, a staple of the Jersey Shore. 6 locations: Cape May, Wildwood, Stone Harbor, and Ocean City. The original Fudge Kitchen makes all of their fudge and treats in the store, guaranteeing a delicious product. So stop by and let them know that N4L sent you. If you're not able to visit in person, it's not a problem because they ship across the USA. Be sure to check them out at fudgekitchens.com. And I know, the holidays, Christmas, New Year's are gone, but we got Valentine's Day right around the corner, people. Original Fudge Kitchen shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. So there
I
you
got a
go.
message here from Tim Moore on Twitter. Says, Harry, have you tracked your golf handicap in relation to what you're drinking at the time? That could be a Golf Digest article.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
track that. Your dry, your no
Yeah.
hard liquor month to see if that you don't play a lot of golf this month, and it's not like you're in full
No.
mid-season form because you're going to play a lot leading into it, perhaps as well.
No, but I'll go to the simulator, the Scramble House over in Audubon, and I'm going to play at my club tomorrow. And I'm trying to book right now a trip to the Dominican Republic.
Well, the DR,
Yeah, Casa de Campo, Teeth of the Dog, which is one of their golf courses. It's spectacular, and me and the wife are looking to go down there in March.
Okay,
so,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, golf will be played, but that's interesting.
Termites and mice at home, Harry.
Well, the termites will be gone by then. Yes.
Okay,
yeah, they'll be gone.
Yeah. Oh, geez,
they better be.
They better be out of there,
or I'm going to be on this podcast talking about them again.
Yeah, and she's going to be mad at you again. Just don't put it on your Instagram.
I know.
She's
that's
not on Twitter.
No, she's not on Twitter.
She's smart.
Yeah.
So you sent me this thing earlier today.
Yeah.
The Doors thing. You sent me the shot of the Doors album that came out. I guess what did it come out today?
It came out today in 1967. On this day in 1967, and it was their first release.
56 years ago.
Yes.
Holy shit!
The Summer of Love, 1967.
Yes.
But this was January of 67. And it was a collection of singles, which is basically what most albums were back then. Unless you had a concept album like a Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's or a Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, like all that stuff was just sort of starting. Most albums were a collection of singles like this was. And if you go back and look at the tracks on that album, oh my God, it's like hit after hit.
Yeah,
it was a spectacular release.
So it opens
Break
up
on
with
Through.
Break on Through, which is just
break on through
to the other side.
Yeah.
Crystal Ship, Alabama song. One of my favorites, Backdoor Man.
Oh, phenomenal.
End of the Night, Soul Kitchen, 20th Century Fox, Light My Fire, of course, was a huge hit.
Yep.
The first hit, I guess. I Look to You, Take It As It Comes. And then the last song, 11 minutes and 46 seconds of The End.
The End. Yeah.
Which was featured, of course, Harry in Apocalypse Now.
Right, exactly right. Which was, what was that, 1972,
I think?
7? No, was it that early?
It might have been. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I gotta look into that.
That's one of those, that little beginning part is something that every time I pick up an acoustic guitar, I go, here, let me grab it.
Okay, quick. Go ahead. And speaking of the acoustic, I took mine in to get tuned up.
Acoustic.
Okay.
I always, because I just love that little open tuning of it. Love it.
Apocalypse Now, 1979.
Wow, was that late?
I thought it was later in the 70s, but I didn't know it was 79. But yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, I gotta change the strings on that fucking thing.
Yeah, but the opening keyboard riff of Break On Through just goes right to your soul.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, that's Touch Me.
That's Touch Me. Come on, now touch me, babe. Come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? Oh, Mikey Mish.
No, it's do 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 do. It's great. It's just great. Punches you right in the face. All right, now the Eagles must win on Sunday. Believe we're here at a must win in week 18.
Yeah, they really looked like shit last week.
Wow, last week was awful. And Minshew obviously looked terrible. And I blame a lot of it on the coaching too. The offensive line was all for hoodled. They have penalties. They just didn't look like they were ready to play, number one.
Yeah.
And I thought Steichen did a really poor job in play calls of situations of where they were on the field, given the fact that there's no Lane Johnson and he's got a backup quarterback. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
It was awful. And
Harry,
they still had a chance to win.
They're going limp at the wrong time.
Yeah, they really are.
They really are. It's not good.
No, it's not. But Hurts is going to play on Sunday.
Yeah.
They'll win. They're favored by 14 points. The Giants, I think, are going to sit a couple of their players, like Saquon. I wouldn't play him. I don't know if they've come out with this stuff yet. But Daniel Jones, I mean, to me, he should play some of the game. He ain't good enough to sit for the entire game. But I think Eagles will win. But it's amazing that they got to bring Jalen Hurts back in order to secure this. I thought for sure they'd win one of these games with Minshew.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It just tells you that Hurts is not a system quarterback. You can't just plug anybody in there.
Well, the other thing too is when they're trying for this 4th and 1, Minshew doesn't bench or squat 600 pounds. He's a lightweight back there. He can't push the pile like Jalen can. When they put some of those guys behind him, and they didn't get that first down. I mean, that was a huge play in the game.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's a great point. Yeah, they got to get it done this weekend. We'll see if they can do it. It's nuts. You got a good game on tonight, Harry.
Oh, geez. It's just the USA-Canada thing.
Yeah.
I just saw it in the chat. See, these people, they tee you up for this fucking hockey.
Yeah. That's exactly right. 7:30 tonight, Harry. You got Logan Cooley leading Team USA. I think he's got 11 points in the tournament against the Canadians, with Connor Bedard just smashing records. Lindros's record, Jordan Eberle's goals record. He's got 8 goals and 13 assists, 21 points in 5 games.
Wow. Are any of these guys the Flyers can draft?
Well, if you win the lottery, you're drafting Connor Bedard.
Is he the number one, like clear-cut number one?
Harry, he's the best player to come in since McDavid.
Is that right?
He's a generational, and I do not throw around that term lightly.
No, I know.
To me, there's only been the only generational players. Like people go, Austin Matthews is generational. No, he's not. He's a superstar. Yeah. He is not generational. Stamkos was not generational. The generational guys are McDavid, Crosby, Ovechkin, Lindros, Gretzky, Lemieux. In my life,
that's it.
That is it. That is it. This kid is so in his first year of junior last year, playing basically in the same league that McDavid did at the same age, his underage year. Mm-hmm. McDavid had 55 points in that year when he was in junior. Bedard had 100.
What? Wow. Now, how many of that's goals?
That was last year. I'd have to go back and look and see exactly.
Okay.
The kid is Carrie. He is ridiculous.
Huh. And he's from where in Canada?
He is. Let me give you the details on Connor.
Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan guy.
No, he's at North Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay.
So last year, or let me see here. Last year with the Regina Pats of the Dub. You love Regina, Harry.
Regina. Yes.
He played in 62 games. He had 51 goals and 49 assists and 100 points.
Wow.
Jeez. In 28 games this year, he's got 27 goals and 37 assists for 64 points.
Now, what about this Cutter Gauthier or Gauthier guy?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's the Flyers' first-round pick from this past year's draft. He's playing on top line for Team USA. He's playing along with Cooley and Snuggerud.
Okay. So where is he playing now? Let the Flyers have
Boston College.
He's a college player. All right. Okay.
Yeah, 2-time NCAA Player of the Month, too. He's having a really good year. Big kid, can move.
All right.
Great shot. I don't love him on this line with Cooley and Snuggerud, though, in the World Juniors because they dominate the puck so much, but he's been good. So,
okay. Yeah. So he's a BC guy.
He's a BC.
Now, will he be? You got to go to college for 2 years if you decide to go college, right?
No, he can come out this year. He can come out after his season.
Oh, he can? They must have changed that.
Yep. He can come out and he can sign an entry-level contract, play with the Flyers right when the season's over.
Okay. And if he did that, would he be up with the big club? Is he good enough for that?
Yeah, they may do that.
Yeah.
You got to see how he finishes out here in the next couple months. But, yeah, that absolutely could happen.
Okay.
It's funny, too, because I interviewed him when he was drafted, and his mom is from Pottstown.
What?
Yes. He was actually born in Sweden, but his mom is from Pottstown. So,
wow, that's
pretty wild. Yeah. Played for the U.S. National Team Development Program, so he's a good American boy product. But yeah, his mom is from here. Let's tell the people about Wealth Advisors for when he signs that contract.
Yeah, Wealth Advisory Services. If you don't know them, you should. Paul, Dave, and their entire team have over 100 years of first-class service, working with all different levels of investors across the country. And there's something more powerful than luck or coincidence that will help to bring financial independence. It's called planning. And as pros dedicated to continuing education and a high standard of ethics, they leave nothing to chance. Wealth Advisory Services coordinate with other trusted pros to ensure seamless management of your assets with services that range from portfolio management, insurance, tax, estate, retirement planning, and beyond. They're in Bucks County, PA, and Cape May, New Jersey. WealthAdvisoryServices.com, a personalized approach to managing your wealth.
There you go. What was I going to just tell you? Brian says no Yager on that list for generational. Nope, not generational. Superstar,
wow.
Not generational.
Jeez,
Dude's still playing.
Yeah,
51. Yeah, crazy.
Were there any goalies that approached the generational?
You'd have to look at guys that see generational to me is you also knew it before they were drafted, right? Price wasn't even a number 1 overall pick. Fleury was a number 1 overall pick, but I don't look at him as generational. I think that position's too hard to kind of know if because the development of it's so different. There's a lot of like almost voodoo in determining goalies and the development and getting to the NHL. So, I mean,
what about Patty Waugh?
Nah, still not generational.
No.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the greatest of all time, one of the top 3 in my opinion. Yeah. It's Waugh, Brodeur, and Hasek for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I could categorize that position in generational terms. I mean, like in basketball, it was LeBron was generational. Yeah. Magic was generational. Jordan, I ended up being generational.
Right, but he wasn't coming out of college, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't a sure thing like to be the best player.
Yeah,
in the NBA, I don't. North
like
Carolina.
Guys that you look at and go, they're draft years in 2 years, and when this guy gets there, you're pointing at it, right?
Had he gone to a different college and played for a different college coach, perhaps you would have thought he was going to be generational because it would have been more about him.
Yeah, it would have been about North Carolina and Dean.
Right.
So, all right, let's wrap things up, Harry. Do we have anything else we need to hit?
I don't think so. I think I got it all.
Cool. Yeah. Well, there we go. There it is, episode 47 of the Odd G's podcast. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode. So everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week. Harry, you get the last word.
Go Birds.